Hello, Internet, and welcome to my review for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, episode 96. When we last left our heroes, Parent and Child Day continued. We had Choji and Chocho's story that was kind of weak. And then Sasuke and Sarada's that was just completely hilarious. But then it ended peacefully, and they all kind of had a happy day. Before we go into 96, though, just a reminder, I have my 2019 Spring Anime Review Straw Poll in the description down below. So if you want to see more of my ever late reviews, do that, and then come back and watch the video. Anyway, so when we open in 96, we open with Team 15, Sumire, Namida, Wasabi, and Hanabi, on a mission fighting some, like, gang of bandits. And the mix of Namida's natural, like, generally, like, being scared all the time, and her powers being based around crying, leads to her not really being able to control her powers terribly well. But it does get the job done, as all of the criminals are knocked out, along with the merchants they are protecting, and her teammates. Or her teammates aren't knocked out, but they are rendered deaf, for the next part of the episode. Then we cut back to, the Leaf Village, where Team 7 shows up to deliver exposition, about the gang they just fought, and remind us whose show this is. This is still Boruto's show, so he has to at least make an appearance every episode, even if it's not a big one. It was also a pretty funny gag about how, Namida, or Wasabi and Sumire, just can't hear anything thanks to Namida's, crying jutsu. But anyway, Mitsuki, trying to be helpful, is like, oh, when you eventually start doing more dangerous missions, your teammates might die if they're distracted by that. And, like, sure, Mitsuki's right. You know, Namida's teammates could be distracted by her knockout crying jutsu, but god if he ain't bad at being supportive. Like, Mitsuki, I know you can do better than that. I am well aware you can do better than that. But yeah, Mitsuki is not great at being a supportive friend. But anyway, Mitsuki's help kind of scares Namida into wanting to learn a new signature jutsu, so, you know, she doesn't just kill anyone. So she starts a training montage with Hanabi to master water-style rushing waves, is what it's called. It's just water gun. It's just water gun. She learns water gun. And I will say, the training montage does give us a focus on, like, the basic fundamentals of ninjutsu that we've not really seen since, like, I don't know, maybe Naruto learning the Rasengan? Or maybe the Rasen Shuriken. But that was still a good decade ago. You know, things like chakra control and, like, increasing your raw power, really, like, down and dirty, like, basic stuff. But anyway, that's all well and good. After a successful montage, Namida learns water gun, and Team 15 goes on a mission with the same merchants from the beginning of the episode, who gives them a suspicious warning with the leader of the gang from the beginning of the episode, and you can already see where this is going. And yeah, the Garakuda gang, they're called, shows up. However, Team 15 quickly learns that water gun does not work on water clones, and so Namida ends up being told to hang back just like she was at the beginning of the episode, which is not good for her confidence. But yeah, Namida tries to use her water gun. Doesn't work particularly well because the bandits are just too powerful. And the merchandise gets stolen, and so Hanabi and Nue, who evolves, continuing on with the Pokemon references, during the training montage, we saw that Nue was still in his little chibi form after the, first arc. But in this episode, he, like, evolves into this kind of, like, tiger form. Is really cool looking. But anyway, Hanabi and Nue chase after, the bandits. But the first Hokage's scroll was not in the merchandise Hanabi's chasing after. The bandits, or the merchants had hidden it. But the bandits suspected that, so they stayed behind to let the guy reveal the scroll, leaving the Genin to deal with the rest of the gang. But luckily, over the course of this fight, the Genin are trapped in this, like, quicksand swamp thing. And all hope seems lost, and the guy is making off with this scroll written by the first Hokage. Namida uses all of her, like, training on control and power, to turn her crying jutsu into a long-range cannon that she blasts at the gang leader. It's hilarious. I love that technique. It's so funny. Just like she screams real loud, and it's like a focused cannon at the gang leader. It's great. But anyway, after she beats the gang leader, she tries to use it a second time, to, like, you know, deal with the rest of the bandits. But she does not have the chakra to control it, and so she takes everyone out. And that's the end. It's a really short episode to talk about because that's the end of the episode. Like I predicted last week, this episode does follow pretty much the same formula as the Super Beast Scroll Slump from a year ago, but it does it fairly well. You know, it's still the same. In both cases, Inojin and Namida want to learn a new technique to replace their signature technique. They have different reasons for doing that, but you know. In both cases, they try to learn a new technique, the Raging Waves or the Mind Transfer, but it doesn't work very well. So in the end, they go back to using a more powerful version of their original technique. But now we know that technique is, they have it in their arsenal now. But, like, you know, Team 15 has always been the least developed of the gaming teams. You know, especially Namida, who, like, Wasabi got an episode last year, as I recall. But Namida has, like, had no development whatsoever. So it's nice to spend some time with them and have them become more fleshed out characters. Especially given, what the route Sumire will take in the manga when we start adapting that stuff. No idea when that's going to be, though. But yeah, it's still nice to get some time with them. Still, this is a fairly average episode with a really funny ending. The crying cannon is great. Hopefully, though, they will continue on with that Super Beast Scroll Slump formula and have either the superpowered crying jutsu or the water gun become important in a future arc, like how Inojin's mind transfer contributed to the fight with Kokyo in the Mitsuki arc. But yeah, that's really all there was to this week's episode. Next time, Shigerai goes into politics. I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the episode and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or do whatever the fuck you want. Fill that straw poll, actually. Fill the straw poll down below. Or, you know, whatever. And as always, people, keep kicking ass and I'll see you in the future. Bye!